Hey, what's up you guys? I hope you're doing well. Today we're gonna be recreating Selena Gomez's wedding makeup. We've all seen the pictures, she looks stunning, and yeah, why not? Why not? Of course, I don't have all the products she used. Basically, she used only her Rare Beauty products and Hung Van Gogh's products, who is her makeup artist who just recently came out with a new, like his own makeup line. I don't have everything, but I have a few things, and the objective for today is just to recreate her look. You don't really need a makeup artist, like I am a makeup artist, but you don't really need a makeup artist to tell you how to recreate the look, because in my opinion it's so subtle and so like effortless that you don't really need guidance. But that's also the beauty of this look. It's the fact that it's so like natural, and really it allows her features and their like natural beauty to stand out. So I'm just gonna recreate it, and also make use of this occasion to use the Han Van Gogh new palette, which is the new neutral. He used this palette specifically on her, even though he really didn't use it a lot, he didn't do much, but I really like this palette and it's always a pleasure to work with. So yeah, let's start. So I'm gonna prep my skin with my usual Madagascar Centelle Ampoule. This is always a staple for me, and I'm just gonna spread it all over my face to give like an hydrated base. And for foundation, they are basically hinting at a new Rare Beauty foundation in the post from, I think it's from, yeah, that post from Rare Beauty. So they're hinting at a new foundation. I'm just gonna use their old foundation, which is the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer. It's very like low coverage. It seems like she has a tiny bit more coverage on her, but it's fine. Her skin is perfect, right? I don't like particularly love this foundation. It looks fine. It's very, very sheer, and I just don't think it wears really well. It also has SPF 20, but yeah, it doesn't really wear too well. So I try to use it like whenever I know I'm just gonna be out for maximum a couple of hours. You can see how sheer that is. I'm actually, now that I think about it, I wanna mix this with the new Natasha Denona, the Glam foundation. This is much higher coverage. So I'm just gonna like use a squirt of this and mix them so that I have like a tiny bit, yes, a tiny bit more coverage like she has, just to, you know, recreate it as much as possible. Also, this Rare Beauty foundation is, I think it's the lightest shade they have, but it's very yellow leaning. So this Natasha Denona is also like neutralizing it a bit, because my skin tone is like neutral rosy rather than neutral warm. Let me know in the comments if you've seen her like dresses. I think she changed them like 2 or 3 times. All of them were stunning, but I think that they were very like her. She looks like a very simple person, and all her dresses reflected that, like, but also her makeup, like really very, very simple. So for her eyes, she mainly did like just a soft matte base and went in with a wing, an eyeliner wing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the cream shade in this palette, and I'm gonna use it to smooth out all my lids. And this is also gonna make everything I blend on top of this a bit less pigmented, a bit, yeah, more like softer looking, but it's also gonna help it blend. Not that this palette needs it, because let's be honest, this is a good, great quality palette. You can see on me this shade is like a little pigmented, like it is a bit like beigey. It's not like properly cream, but that's fine. I'm gonna use the shade here, which is this soft brown. All these shades are neutral, so they're not gonna lean too yellow. And I'm gonna, you see how soft that is now that the cream's in place? I'm gonna blend this in my lid I don't want there to be like harsh lines or like harsh colors. Everything's gonna blend very like smoothly. It almost gonna look like we only have one shade. I'm also going again into that pan and bringing the shade on my lid. So this look does lean a bit more on the warm side. I feel like Selena does have like a warmer undertone, so it was difficult for me to find products that match that vibes. I'm gonna pick up like the tiniest bit of this shade here. My palette is messed up because it arrived broken and I had to repress it. I'm just like getting rid of the excess, and with a very soft hand, like I'm picking up the brush by its hand, I'm gonna go in the crease and see how soft that transition is. We don't need anything more than that, really. Like that's enough. Like I can move on to the other eye. I'm going back in that second like mid-tone brown and blending everything. Don't be afraid like to go over the shade you just applied. Our goal is to make it as seamless and as natural as possible. So we are losing a bit of that intensity with the brown we just applied. That's completely fine. I would say this is the eye look, basically. Very simple, matte, no sparkle. And I'm basically using the same shades on my lower lash line, starting with the cream again to create a base, and then going over with that mid-tone like light brown. I feel like lately we've seen a lot of palette releases. Do you think that we are in the eyeshadow era again? Is the clean girl beauty makeup, I don't know, is it done? Because let's be honest, I was a bit tired of it. I really enjoy wearing eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is my like weak spot. Like I can't say no to a good eyeshadow palette, which is a problem because while we have new eyeshadow palettes on the market, we also are noticing like neutral, that was a pigeon outside. We are also having very basic shades, and I am called to those, which is an issue. Yeah. Anyways, this is the eye look. Very simple, matte. We are going over the eyeliner part now. She has a very sharp wing, which really accentuates her like almost feline eyes. So I'm gonna do a wing. It's not a thick wing, so be careful if you are gonna replicate this look not to make it too thick. I'm definitely one of those that cannot talk during eyeliner application. She also seems to have a black eyeliner pencil in her waterline, both on the upper lash line and the lower. Applying this in the upper lash line is gonna make your lashes look fuller. She also has falsies, of course, and using pencil really helps like bringing together the falsies with your natural lashes. I'm not gonna apply falsies today. I mean, I know where to go. But we are going in with mascara, which, friendly reminder, change your mascara if you haven't in the past 6 months, because your mascara lasts 6 months. I just changed mine. This is brand new, and this is the Lash Princess mascara. I feel like this is such a staple, like an iconic mascara. You really never can go wrong with this. In fact, this is always sold out at the shop in the mall where I buy this. Everyone's trying to get their hands on this all the time. I feel like it's such a fan favorite. It always goes sold out. Beautiful. I was using the Cosmetics one lately, but I just thought it was time to change it because it definitely was older than 6 months. Of course, we're applying it on the lower lash line as well. Are you one of those that makes faces while applying mascara? Because I noticed that I am not. Like, I know a lot of people like open their mouths or make like weird expressions. I don't, but I think it's funny to see people like focus faces. For the face, they use 2 types of powder, like an all-over powder and a brightening powder. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beauty Soulmates face palette, and this has a powder, which is a pink powder. I'm gonna use this one all over the face. Actually, before I do that, I was almost forgetting because I never use bronzer. I'm gonna first use the Rare Beauty liquid contour in the shade Gentle. I think she uses shade Solace. It's too dark for me, so I'm going for Gentle. I don't normally use bronzer, so yeah, this is the only bronzer you're gonna see. They also use the powder bronzer. I just don't have one, and I'm placing it in all these, like, well, this is more like a contour. Like, it's called a contour, but I think it has more of the color of a bronzer, so I'm using it as a mix, and you see how that blends like really warm. I think there was a kind of a thing for this being warm. Oh wait, definitely applied too much there. There was a thing for this being too warm because people were like, this is a bronzer, not a contour, and I kind of agree. This definitely, like, this one definitely changes color when it's on your face and you blend it out. It starts like super taupey, and my hair got in the way. It starts super taupey and then it becomes warm. I wish it was like more true to its color. Man, I really don't like bronzer on me. Am I the only one? But it might just be a phase. Like, I remember when I started makeup, when I started doing makeup on myself, I never used blush, and now I love blush, so who knows. Now I'm going into that Charlotte Tilbury powder all over to set the foundation and the liquid contour in place. And as a brightener, I'm gonna use the Kosas powder in the shade Candy Cloud Set. I really love this powder, and I'm actually gonna use a puff to pick up more of it and basically soft bake my under eyes. This also is a pink powder. I think you can definitely see it more when you use a puff. You can see more of that like tint. It's not really brightening on me because I feel like it's the same color on my complexion, but I feel like it's a sort of pre-blush thingy. I'm just gonna quickly do my brows. She used like a gel, so I'm gonna use this Patrick Ta shaping wax in the shade Tinted. It is like a brown wax. Doesn't really matter to me if it's clear or not because I have very like dark eyebrows. And I'm gonna use like this thing, a spoolie, that's what it's called, to pick up some of it. And then I'm gonna brush my eyebrows. I like this product. I just don't think it's super easy to pick up the product because it is like kind of indented, so my spoolie reaches it now, but if I use it more, I wonder if it's gonna get harder to pick up. And then I'm gonna use an eyebrow pencil like Han Van Gogh did, and I'm just gonna use it to fill spots because I normally have thick brows, but I feel like I've been losing some hair here, maybe it's because of stress, and I have some like bold spots, and yeah, and just keeping them very natural, but they're a bit more like curated now. And that's for the brows. For the blush, she used a new blush that she just came out with Rare Beauty. I'm gonna use the House Labs Color Fuse Glassy Blush Balm in the shade Glassy Cayenne. This is very warm toned. You can see it's like this almost terracotta. She used more like a peachy color, so I'm just gonna use a touch of this. I know I have powder on. I did not remember having a balmy blush, but anyways, I'm gonna spread it out. It's not picking up my foundation because it's House Labs. Like, it's a good formula. It's not moving anything. It's just gripping a bit more snugly because of the powder. So she has this peachy, like warm toned flush, and I'm trying to recreate that. As I mentioned, I don't have a lot of shades that are like warm toned, so I had to kind of improvise. And this is the blush. Since I have powder underneath, I don't really need to set it. It's not looking balmy. She doesn't have like that dewy look. It's more like all matte blurred. And for the lips, she used again a new pencil from Rare Beauty, and she used Happy, which is her lip oil in a more warm tone shade. I'm gonna use Makeup Forever in Anywhere Caffeine. I feel like her lip liner is a bit more rosy, but again, I don't have that type of warm pink shade. So I'm still using something warm, a bit more like caramelly or beigey. My lips been going through it lately. And to mimic that Happy shade, I have here the Sephora Totally Juicy Lip Tint in the shade 01. And this is like a warmer, more vibrant tint. From Rare Beauty, I just have Hope, which is a bit more cool toned. And you can see that definitely has more peach in it. And that's it. That's the look. I'm pretty sure she used, of course, a setting spray. I'm not gonna use one. I don't need to use one at this moment since I'm gonna be here at home. But what do we think about the look? As I mentioned, very simple, a bit warm leaning, but it really goes well with her features. Just melting this blush a bit more into the complexion. But yeah, I think it's very easy to recreate. It can definitely be an everyday look. It's not something out of the box that you definitely need to use for occasions. You can use this like going to the grocery store. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you in my next video.